Hello YouTube, I'm Frogman Forever and welcome to a very special event. This is the very first Mario Sports event that I'm hosting on this channel. This is a Super Mario Strikers for the Nintendo GameCube tournament, and I'm setting it up today here in this first episode. I don't know how long it'll take, but I'm assuming this first episode is basically going to be me setting up the tournament, and then in the episodes that follow will take place the actual tournament. So this is just something I'm going to do on my own against the computer. I could have maybe organized this with more human players, but it's just too difficult to get that organized. And plus, like, I'm just really impatient. I just want to get right into Super Mario Strikers. I mean, this game's so much fun. I played it a lot growing up with family and friends. It's just a blast. Let's jump right in. I'm just going to show you the characters here. If you're not familiar with the game, there are 9 playable characters. Although we will not be playing with the Super Team, just because, 1, they're basically overpowered, and 2, when you have them playing, it basically overloads the game, and basically everything starts lagging up, and it just becomes too much for the game to handle. So we're going to stick with the main 8 players here. So what I'm going to do in this first episode is I'm basically going to set up the tournament. And I thought, you know, maybe I could set up Mario as the number 1 seed, maybe Wario as the number 2, maybe Luigi as 3, I don't know. But I felt like maybe there might be a little bit too much debate as far as that goes, as far as who should be seated where. So I decided I'm going to do things pretty much just completely by random. So I basically wrote all 8 of these players' names down, and I put them inside, like I wrote their names on a piece of paper, and I basically... I'm going to randomize those papers, and I'm going to draw them from a cup. And basically the order in which I draw the names is going to be the order from highest seed to lowest seed. So I'm going to do that first, and then that's just going to set up the captains and their seeding. So it's going to be pretty random this first year we're doing this. And I would like to try to do something like this every year, and we'll maybe... you know, see how things end up with this first tournament, and if they turn out great, we'll go ahead and continue it. But for right now, we're going to choose the captains, and then we'll get to the sidekicks, and I'll talk about that in a little bit too. So I know that you can't see me do this. I don't have like a webcam or anything like that. So you're just going to have to take my word for this. I promise you this is random. So we'll see what happens. I have no idea, you know, what the possible matchups will be, but I'm very excited and interested. So here's the first name I'm drawing, and it's Daisy. So Daisy's going to be your number 1 seed. All right. So I'm just taking note of that. So we'll get to the sidekicks after we do the seeding. So Daisy's our number 1 seed. All right. So here we're drawing the number 2 seed, and it's going to be Yoshi. Yoshi's at number 2. So I'm going to mark Yoshi down here, and I made a little bracket in front of me, so when I stop, it's because I'm writing these names down so I can keep it all organized and together. And I'll try to display something on the screen for you all to see, so you can kind of visualize it yourself. Alright, drawing for 3 seed. It's going to be DK. DK for the 3 seed. Alright. Alright, who's our 4th seed? Our 4th seed, Princess Peach. Princess Peach is our 4th seed. Alright, so now the 5th seed is basically going to be the captain who's going to match up against Princess Peach. So this is your 5th seed. Who's going to take on 4th seed Princess Peach? It is going to be Waluigi. Waluigi's your 5th seed. So Peach and Waluigi are going to match up first round. I think that'll be a fun one. Alright. Now keep in mind, on the same side of the bracket is Daisy. So you have Peach, Waluigi, and Daisy all on one side of the bracket. We'll figure out who the 8th seed is last. Alright, so number 6 seed, this is going to be your DK opponent. It's going to be Luigi. Luigi's going to play DK in the first round. So Luigi is your 6th seed. And then keep in mind also Yoshi's on the same side of the bracket with DK and Luigi. So this is the last pick, because obviously the one I don't pick is going to be your 8th seed. So who's it going to be? It's going to be Mario, or is it going to be Wario? Who's your 7th seed? 7th seed is Mario. Alright. Which means that Mario is going to match up with Yoshi in the first round. So, you know, you have an interesting matchup there because you have, you know, kind of like Mario and his best friend Yoshi there, I guess you could say. And then DK and Luigi, not really much of a relationship between those two. Peach and Waluigi, also not too much of a relationship there. But we're going to have Daisy and our 8th seed, Wario, match it up in the first round. So Daisy and Wario, that's our 8th seed. Alright, so we have our team captains ready to go. Now we have to figure out who are the sidekicks. So let me just display here on the screen the sidekicks. These are the 4 different sidekicks: Toad, Hammer Bros, Birdos, and Koopas. And they all kind of have different attributes and everything. I can't remember all of the attributes. I know that Toad is, you know, pretty good at, like, you know, juking out opponents, and I think Hammer Bros are good offensive players. Koopas are, I think they're a little more defensive. But they all have different attributes, so it's kind of hit or miss with each one of these. Alright, so let's start off with Daisy. And she's going to draft. Well, not draft. It's a lotto, pretty much. Who is she going to end up with as her partners? Now, just so you know, since there's 4 different types of sidekicks, I put 2 of each kind in a cup. So this is the first one I drew, is Birdo. So Daisy is going to match up with the Birdos. And I gave them their own names. And all of these are pretty much boy names. I mean, I figured it wouldn't really matter too much just because Birdos are technically male anyway. I mean, just look at, I don't know. I didn't make the decision. That's just what they came up with. So anyway, so Daisy's 3 Birdo teammates are going to be Dave, Dane, and Damon. And yeah. Oh, by the way, one thing I also forgot to mention is each one of these captains is playing for a certain charity as well as for glory. So Daisy is the princess of Sarasaland. I don't know how to pronounce it, but she has her own little foundation to help benefit her kingdom back at home. So that's who she's playing for. But yeah, she has Dave, Dane, and Damon are her teammates. All right, next up we have Yoshi. I'm sure Yoshi would love to end up with the Birdos as well, but I don't know. Chances are it won't happen. No, it's Koopas. So Yoshi's going to match up. Their sidekicks are going to... Yoshi's sidekicks will be the Koopas. And those are the Koopas. Yoli, Yanni, and Yoni, excuse me, are the Koopas there. So they'll be assisting Yoshi there. Alright, next up, DK. DK is going to pair up with the Toads. Alright, and DK's Toad sidekicks go by the name Dak, Dick, and Doc. So that'll be fun. Alright. Moving on to Peach. Peach's sidekicks are the Hammer Bros. Wow. What are the odds I pick all 4 different types first? So Hammer Bros. And Peach's sidekicks go by the name Perry, Peter, and Petrie. Those are the 3 Hammer Bros there. Awesome. Now we have our 5th seed. So keep in mind, this is Peach with the Hammer Bros taking on Waluigi and also Hammer Bros. So Peach and Waluigi are going to have similar type sidekicks matching up against each other as well. And Waluigi, let's go over his sidekicks. He has Wallace, Walden, and Walter. So Wallace, Walden, and Walter, and Perry, Peter, and Petrie are all going to be competing with Waluigi and Peach. Alright, let's move on. The 6th seed, Luigi. Again, remember, he's taking on DK with the Toads. So Luigi has Birdos. It's going to be a Birdo versus Toad matchup here. And Luigi's teammates. Oh, let me talk about the other team cap. Well, you know what? I'll go through the charities at last. I'll do that last. Alright, so Luigi with the Birdos. His teammates are Loomis, and Luciano. Very cool. Alright, we have the 7th seed. This is Mario, and he has Toads, which is appropriate. I could definitely see that. And again, he's taking on Yoshi with the Koopas. Alright, last but not least, we know who the last name had to have been. It was the Koopas, and that's Wario. So Wario has some Koopas on his side, and he's taking on Daisy with the Birdos. Alright, so real quick, let's just go down this list of charities. Again, remember, all these players playing for glory, but they're also playing for charities, their home charities. Mario with the Big Brother Foundation, Luigi with the Little Brother Foundation, Peach with the Bake a Cake Foundation, Daisy with the Sarasaland Foundation, Yoshi with the Island Relocation Foundation, again, because the Yoshi population, that species is in danger of a volcanic eruption on their island, so very serious charity there. Wario and Waluigi actually playing for the same charity, the Wreak Havoc Foundation, and DK with the MAK, the Mothers Against Kremlings Foundation. Yes, that's right, because of course the DK Island is always being threatened by those pesky Kremlins. So this will be fun, I bet. I hope that you all enjoy it. So this will pretty much wrap up the first episode. I don't want to keep things too long, but our first matchup is, we'll start off with the number 1 seed Daisy taking on the number 8 seed Wario. So real quick, just want to touch up on a couple ground rules, and I might remind us at the beginning of next episode. Wario is the lower seed, and since I am not consistently better than the computer, I think it makes more sense for me to be the underdog in all cases for this tournament. So I'm always going to be playing as the lower seed. In this case, I'm going to be playing as Wario with the Koopas, and we're going to be taking on Daisy and the Birdos in the first match. They're going to be 5-minute matches. There are no items. I think that'll be a little too crazy if I get into items. There's no Bowser involvement. I'm still on the fence about Super Strikes. I'll decide by the next episode. And I'm going to be playing on Superstar mode because I feel like I'm too good for the first 2 easiest difficulties, but don't get me on Legend. That's just ridiculous. I will never win. Superstar, I have a decent chance, but for the most part, the computer's going to be better than me. So anyway, I just figured this is the most fair way to do it. Who knows, maybe in time things may change, but for the time being, on episode 2, next time, we have Wario and the Koopas taking on Daisy and the Birdos. I hope to see you all next time. Until then, you take care of yourselves. Goodbye.